Defense, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's start with edge.
Yeah.
Edge linebacker / defensive end. The linebacker is going to cost you $14.6 million. Defensive end, $14.5. Again, we're going to rank them on importance to their team.
Yeah.
Shaq Barrett, Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Judon and Ngakoue in Baltimore. Leonard Williams for the Giants. Carl Lawson, Bengals. Bud Dupree, you mentioned him earlier, for the Steelers. Hassan Reddick, Arizona.
Right. So let's just off the bat, like.
You're going to eliminate?
Let's eliminate. Like, Lawson. I really like Carl Lawson in Cincinnati. Anybody that's been listening to my podcast since back in the Bleach Report days, that was like one of my hidden gems in the draft. Watch out for this guy. But no, you're not franchise tagging him. No, he's got an injury history. There just hasn't been enough production there for me to justify that. All right, now, Hassan Reddick. Absolutely not. For me, I mean, absolutely not. I like him again, but it's a 3-game span. I mean, it's his whole career is like 3 games this year where he had a bunch of sacks that put him into this like sack category. So there's no way I'm franchise tagging him either and being stuck with that on my list. And they need some guys on their front. I just don't think you do that. So right off the bat, I say no to that. Let's go to the Bud Dupree conversation.
Okay.
Bud Dupree is a franchise tag talent. He is that. He tore his ACL in a week 12, a week 11, somewhere in that range?
Late, yeah.
That injury might end up helping Pittsburgh, is my thought on this, really. Because, one, they have salary cap issues. So I'm saying I don't think they're going to franchise tag him. I don't think I would franchise tag him. You got TJ Watt, who at some point you're going to have to pay big money to here, too. And that's got to be on the horizon. But the other reason I guess I would say is, this might be one of those scenarios that works out for Pittsburgh where the market doesn't explode after Bud Dupree because a lot of teams might sit there and go, I'm not sure he's going to be able to play for us the first few games of the year. He might not be able to really help us. Are we going to really throw out $16, $17 million a year to that? So I really think there might be a chance to where they can not franchise tag him, let him sit there, kind of play the market, and maybe they can swoop in and go, hey, we like you here, you know that, and you like being here too.
Playing some poker.
And just maybe be able to get him for some sort of a short-term value type deal, and then see where it goes, a year or two from now. So that's where I would say no to the franchise tag there.
Good explanation,
though. Okay?
Yep.
All right, so now you get to the other 3 guys, and
3 teams, 4 guys.
3 teams, 4 guys. All right, so Matt Judon, no. Let me cross him out too. No way am I franchise. There's just not enough there. I like the player, physical, just not enough of a difference maker to me.
Yeah.
There's too many moments during the year where I look at it and just go, I don't know. I mean, I know he set the edge and did things like that, but he just didn't pop off the screen or where I went, if the Ravens don't have him, they can't survive.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way.
UT Madden asked basically this topic right here. Would you rather tag Judon or Ngakoue?
Yeah.
Judon has been more consistent, but Ngakoue popped more for the little time he's been there.
Exactly right. And I think that's the thing. Added to they traded to get him, and they're slow up front. They got plenty of size. They don't have speed. They went and got Yannick Ngakoue because they were like, these mobile quarterbacks, we can never catch them.
Yeah.
And we always have to blitz them, and then they burn us against the blitz. So that's where I think Yannick Ngakoue, I would make him my number 3 on this, okay? That's Yannick Ngakoue. We'll go 3-2-1 on this one now since we're here stuck with this. Yannick Ngakoue would be number 3, though, because, yes, I don't think, they have that type of guy.
Yeah.
And if you're in the AFC, size, physicality, hey, the Ravens got plenty of that to go around. They need some pop, speed off the edge, can run down the Mahomes, the Baker Mayfields, the Joe Burrows, and do that type of stuff. To me, that's where it makes sense. You got good corners, too.
Yes.
Like, why do we don't always have to blitz and leave them on an island? Let's rush forward and drop 7 every now and then. We just saw a team in the Super Bowl
Worked pretty
do that.
well for the Bucs,
right,
yeah.
Exactly. So that's where I go Yannick Ngakoue gets the advantage to me.
I like it. I'm going to anticipate where you're going with your second ranking here by reading @Frogru67 says, hello, son of the great Phil Simms. Should the G-Men tag the big cat Leonard Williams or Dalvin Tomlinson? I'll hang up and listen.
Yeah, okay. Well, I like that. First time, long time, huh? That sounds like right there. Yes, they should. They should. I like Dalvin Tomlinson. He's a big physical double team force in the middle. But they're another team. I mean, I talked about them all year. It's the biggest defensive line in football.
Right.
They don't need more. They don't have any disruption guys. Leonard Williams is that guy. Plus, they traded for him too. And Leonard Williams in that Patrick Graham, New England-y type of defense, he's their kind of guy. You know, first off, they're in pretty good shape as far as, like, not horrible. They got $8 million of cap space, and I'm sure they can improve that. But I would think he is franchise tag material all the way. He's their best pure pass rusher. He's their most disruptive in the run game. And then for that defense and the way they play, you know, he is New England-y. Oh, this week we're playing a team that's a little more pass-oriented. Okay, we're going to put you at defensive tackle and let you be a mismatch for the inside. Oh, this week we're playing a really big physical run team. Now you're back at defensive end because we got another D tackle we'll put in there that's bigger than you. He's a chameleon. That's what I mean. So that's where I would go. I would go him, and that's why I make him number 2.
Bringing us to the Buccaneers, Shaq Barrett. I'm going to make you Jason Light here for the next couple of minutes here. You want to keep him? He's going to be 29 this year. What's your plan in terms of the tag and the possibility of long-term?
Well, of course, he is long-term. I mean, you want to keep him. He's a special football player.
And you said earlier that this would be your priority as opposed to Chris Godwin.
This would be my priority.
Too.
This would be my priority. You know, because JPP's getting up there in years. He's a good player. He's not making huge money. I think he's around like $12 million. You know, and Ndamukong Suh, we'll see where he's at. I doubt he's even going to be re-signed for the same amount of money he got last year. So they'll be able to get him if they get him back for less. You know, Vita Vea, who's a really good player, hasn't been able to play much.
Right.
I don't think they have to worry about a contract with him yet, at least for another 2 years or so. And Shaq Barrett is Shaq Barrett's the type of talent. One, he plays well against the run. Two, as you see, you know, players win games. You know, he was a big reason why they beat Green Bay. He's a big reason why they beat Patrick Mahomes. He made plays and did things in one-on-one scenarios where he just said, F you, I'm going to beat you. And, you know, there's just not that many guys in the sport. He is capable of being a double-digit sack guy year after year after year.
And he will not be happy with the tag again.
I wouldn't think so. So, you know, you just got to tag him just to get the deal done and figure that out. But there's no way you let him hit free agency because someone's going to steal him if you get to that point. And they're sitting pretty.
The Bucs?
$29 million in cap space right now.
You think they could find a way to keep Barrett and Levante David? Because David, as he pairs with White, I mean, that really makes them special.
I know it does, you know, but Devin White, I would think in another year here might be asking for a contract. Yeah, I mean, Devin White, I mean, if he has another year like he just did, right? This was his second year. If he has a third year the way he just did.
The highest paid.
Exactly. He's going to be able to, he's the best linebacker in football. I mean, he is. So that's where it's hard there. How much money and resources are you going to spend there? Can you get Levante David to maybe take a little bit of a hometown discount? I don't know. He's made pretty good money through his career. It'll be tough. I don't think they can keep all three, that's for sure, with Shaq Barrett, Godwin, and him. I mean, I think one falls by the wayside.
How would you rate him? So you got Barrett 1?
Yeah, Barrett 1. I mean, I would say Godwin is 2 at this point of his career to where David is, who's getting up there in years.
Did a great job covering Kelsey in the Super Bowl.
I know. He's phenomenal. I don't like to say, like, get rid of him or anything like that. I don't like that. I don't want to say that. But, you know, again, I think the reason I would Godwin's a better player at this point of his career than David, but, you know, like we talked about, Godwin, there's a little more flexibility at the position to go, okay, we can let him go, to where, middle linebackers are when they're awesome, they make your defense, and those two make their defense.
Anything else on the Bucs or Barrett before we move on to the safeties?
I think we hit it all there. You know, there's guys like Trey Hendrickson who people like I hear like, but there's no way. You don't franchise tag Trey Hendrickson. There's no way. Not off of 1 year. And I don't think he's that special he's a good pass rusher, a good player, but not a franchise tag talent to me either way. And they got a lot of money tied up in that D-line there already, and they have major salary cap issues. So there's no way that's happening.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.